Hey, what's up, y'all? What's poppin'? What's cracking? It's D. About to react to this TroyceTV vid. It's titled Justin Bieber Crashes Out in Public and Why People Don't Care. The Price of Fame. Damn. He crashed out again? What's going on with him? I don't know if this is related to Coachella or whatnot, but sure. Let's see what happened. Let's watch.
Viewers might find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my loves. It's Destin Troyce, and you're watching TroyceTV. So the first thing I want to say is everybody wants fame until they got it. Recently, there's been a video of Justin Bieber going viral because if y'all didn't know, this recent evening, he was spotted at a store. And basically, paparazzi was basically storming him, taking videos of him, and he essentially lashed out, and now it's going viral.
Good morning. No, not good morning. You already know. Why are you here? You already know. You want money. Money, 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 money. Money, get out of here, bro. Go, get out of here.
They talking.
Money, 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 money. Money, money, money. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, money. That's all you care about, money? That's all you care about, guys. It's money. You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go. Go. Go.
Fuck out of here. I don't think that was that bad. He ain't slapping nobody like he used to.
Justin Bieber has been doing this for many, many years. He's been crashing out on photographers, people who are working in paparazzi,
Exactly. He
being
get violent.
rude to them, standoffish towards them, and basically calling them out for treating him like he's not human. So Justin Bieber, as we all know, is one of the most famous people on the planet, well-known, well-recognized, and he can't go anywhere or even take a shit without people spotting him and saying, "Oh my God, are you Justin Bieber?" Now, personally, I understood why Justin Bieber was a little bit irritated and annoyed because can you imagine everywhere you go, somebody is snapping your picture, taking your picture, you look busted as hell, people take ugly ass pictures of you. The paparazzi have a job to do, but I couldn't imagine having to walk around and my entire life is always being photographed and documented. There's some days you want to check the mail, and there's some days you want to walk out in your bonnet and in your robe, and can you imagine somebody posting it and then millions of people having to see it on the internet?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. But I will be honest, Justin Bieber only gets followed by the paparazzi because he's always giving them a reaction.
That's not true. He's famous. They're gonna follow him
The only reason
regardless.
that job exists is because of celebrity worship. It's okay to admire people that you see on the internet. It's okay to be fans of people. But celebrity worship plays a very big role on why a lot of these people even exist, taking photos of people and taking
y'all
photos of them in
wanna see.
public. Because again, it generates views and clicks. When a lot of us are researching articles about Diddy or this person, a lot of times those photos are usually taken by paparazzi. That feeds us. We are the consumers. And we're the reason why paparazzis even exist to begin with. Justin Bieber chose this life, and he could have chose to walk away from fame and stardom a long time ago. You know what I mean? Most celebrities want to be famous. They start off wanting to be recognized for their work. They get big mansions, big houses, multi-million-dollar deals, but people don't realize that everything in life comes with a price. You decide to get in a relationship with a drug addict, you want your life to have to deal with his effects and his withdrawals. You decide to get in a relationship with somebody who's super rich but not faithful, you're going to have to deal with somebody who's probably not going to be faithful to you and might bring something home to you that's more than just a baby. And most of the times we have to pick our poison because you can't have your cake and eat it too. The thing I'm trying to mention is people love to sit here around and complain without changing their situation. I mean, look at someone like Angus T. Jones. Angus T. Jones played that cute little boy on 2.5 Men. He virtually gave up his entire childhood to entertain all of us, became the highest paid child star at the time. And guess what? He left stardom. He left Hollywood. He said it was evil. He couldn't stand it. And he turned his whole life around literally a whole decade ago.
2.5 Men. If you watch 2.5 Men, please stop watching 2.5 Men.
He says he wasn't living the life he wanted. A Christian, he found himself rediscovering his faith, and that was making it difficult to play his part in the hit show.
And guess what? We don't even hear about him anymore. He's disappeared. If I saw him today, I wouldn't even recognize him. Nor would I even really pay attention. I mean, he looks unrecognizable because, again, he turned his whole life around. He stopped giving the world his image, and he decided to focus on himself. Justin Bieber going off like this isn't very foreign because he does this all the time. Back in 2016, I remember him going off on his fans and making it very clear that he is no longer taking photos of people because people oftentimes like to treat him like he's a zoo animal. And I understood where he was coming from, and a lot of his fans kind of said, damn, that really sucks. But people aren't entitled to him. The issue with Justin Bieber is this, is that he doesn't understand that paparazzis have a job to do. It does suck that his mistakes are documented to the point where he can't even really be human. But let's fast forward for a second and say this. Justin Bieber did this to himself. He still said paparazzi for making him look stupid, but let's not forget that he's done some stupid things. I remember when he was he had to be about maybe 18 years old. There was a video of him literally peeing in a mop bucket. Y'all remember that? back when he was like 18, 19, he peed in a mop bucket. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I would have never done some shit like that even if I was 12. That's just insane. But again, a lot of people can criticize him, crucify him.
Mopping the floor with
piss.
piss.
Was faded, and he probably was in a dark place.
And the
then again, that's when the paparazzi come in. They document all his mistakes, and he just keeps giving the paparazzi more than what they need. He has crash outs, he lashes out, and he goes insane. And I get it, he's a human being. But again, why still be famous? Why still be in a Hollywood world? Why not just walk away? You can easily just leave Hollywood and just invest your money and earn your winnings and just leave the entertainment industry if it's so detrimental. You can't be that miserable if you're still swimming in your misery. Miss Lauryn Hill has been famous longer than someone like Justin Bieber. She's been famous since she was a little girl, since the age of 14 years old. And look at her. She stays out of the way. She doesn't RSVP for events. She doesn't show up to things. She just simply minds her business, stay out of the way, and pretty much invest her money into other things she's passionate about. She doesn't go to these events, and she doesn't have a publicist that encourages her to.
I feel like anybody see her, they're going to want a picture or like recognize, oh, that's Lauryn Hill. So some people, they got so famous and so popular that even if they do step away, people are still going to like fuck with them when they see them.
That's what Bieber does. He's a publicist,
Probably
and he
how
go
they
around
see
and tell them to go to events, go to parties, go to this, go to that. And that's why a lot of paparazzis know where he's going to pop up and know where he's going to be. Because they know where he's popping up. They know that he's going to industry stuff, not going to industry stuff. Then let's talk about the fact that he probably does this because people around him feel uncomfortable about the fact that paparazzis are always around. I think Justin Bieber punishes the media, and I think he punishes the world because it pushes him further away from people that he wants to build a connection with. It kind of reminds me of when Trevor Noah made it very clear that he doesn't really like being famous because everybody around him gets uncomfortable with his fame.
I'm unlucky that a part of my job comes with fame. I don't like that part of my job.
Why?
Because I don't need it, nor do I want it.
What's the cost of it?
People will never appreciate the beauty and the tranquility that comes with anonymity, the ability to write your story whenever you meet someone. People have a different idea of what privacy you deserve or don't deserve. I've had many friends who won't go out with me in public because they go, hey man, I want to have a meal and not be disturbed. I want to wear whatever clothes I want to wear without worrying that they'll take a picture of me standing next to you and then I'll look terrible. You know, I don't want to think about these things. And I get it. I get where they're coming from.
And then to also speak it from my perspective, I'm someone that people will consider famous. I'm a popular content creator on the internet who makes videos on YouTube, and people all over the world watch me. I've been recognized in public, people spot me, and most times people are polite to me, but I've had some moments where people aren't that nice to me. It comes with the territory because I chose to get my ass on camera and to be popular on the internet. I remember one time when I was in Atlanta, and again, I don't want no one watching this who might spot me in public to think that I'm going to think that you're weird or whatever, because again, I love being recognized and spotted in public. Where there are some people, like one time I was in Atlanta with my really good friend, we were walking around Lenox Mall, and as we were walking around, these two young women behind a counter who was like literally selling travel brochures and travel packages, they spotted me. They were like, oh my God, you're Troyce, like you make YouTube videos, right? And I was like, yeah, that's me. And I was polite to them and nice. And they were like, okay, not to be rude, can we like get a picture? I'm like, yeah, no problem, of course. It's like, what's up? Like, and I was just nice to them, shaking their hands, having a conversation with them. And then there was this other coworker they had. It wasn't them, but it was a coworker they had, right? It was a stud-like lesbian woman, very stud-like, had locks, everything. And she seemed cool at first, but then she was like, yeah, I've seen you before. Like, you do those videos and stuff with, like, the eating and stuff. Yeah. That's so crazy that you're in Atlanta. Damn, like, oh, you're so nice. Can I, like, get, like, a video of you for my TikTok? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And literally, right in front of my friend, this is literally what the young woman, not the two supporters, but the young woman who I thought was a supporter did. She really pulled out her phone and she went like this. All right, yo, you already know. You know, it's your girl Diamond in the building. You know, I got a new music video coming out, and guess who I got in the building? And I was like awkwardly looking at the camera like, Troyce. She's like, yeah, you already know we got Troyce in the building, so you already know what's up. So, you know, make sure y'all hit that link in my bio. You already know what's up. So just hit that link. And I was like, yeah, hit the link. All right, y'all take care. And I just walked off. But I thought that was awkward and a little bit rude because the first thing I did when I walked off was my homegirl looked at me. I looked at her and she was like, honestly, I think those two girls knew who you were and were fans. I don't think that other girl who recorded you was a fan. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit weird. Essentially, that young woman who had the locks, she was essentially using me as like a pawn to promote her fucking SoundCloud music. And it was nothing personal. She was trying to grow her brand. I'm all for them trying to like get to the bag and grow their business. But I thought,
how would that help her though? I don't think that would be effective.
Shout out. You had to literally record my face and put me in TikTok to see if you would generate viewership. I mean, I hope a lot of y'all don't try to find that TikTok and drag her because it's nothing personal. But it's just that stuff like that comes with being popular. And I don't take it personally. I took it like, yikes, that sucks. I just took it on the chin, charged to the game, and I kept it moving. But I thought it made me act stank and be rude to people that want to take pictures and videos.
I thought she was about to attack me.
Sometimes people walk up to me and want to take a quick video of me and be like, can I get you on my Snap real quick? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'll like say what's up to their Snapchat and that's it. And it's nothing personal. I take it as I'm popular on the internet, people want to record me. It is what it is. Then it was a time where one time I was in Trinidad and I didn't talk about this, right? But for a lot of y'all who are from Trinidad, this is no offense or disrespect to y'all. But Like 2 years ago, I did a video reviewing Trini food in California, and the food was doo-doo mixed with shit. I found this YouTuber, his name was Rockstar Eats. No offense to him, but he's a fucking liar. He was hyping up these restaurants in California, saying the food is so good, so scrumptious. And if you look at the reviews, the reviews be like 2 stars, 3 stars, or you go to the restaurants, the food.
I hate when people hype stuff up and then you go there and it's like, I talked about this when I went to Qatar on my Qatar blog. Check it out on my second channel. But yeah, people will hype shit up and say, oh, this is the best thing I ever tasted. It's so amazing, because they're getting paid usually. And they don't disclose that they're getting paid, which is so trifling. So you thinking, okay, cool, this might be good. Let me check it out. Let me give it a chance. Lies.
Sucks. It's trash, and it's old, and it's overcooked food, or it's food that's just been sitting there for a while. And a lot of food reviewers get paid to eat a lot of these restaurants. I went to one of his recommendations, which was a Trini restaurant. I went, and long story short, I definitely don't watch his ass anymore. But I tried the food, and the food was nasty. And I basically said, oh, hell no, this food nasty as hell. What the hell wrong with y'all? And that video was chopped up and edited to make it seem like I was disrespecting Trini culture. Then I actually went to the country to try Trini food, because a lot of y'all who are from Trinidad were like, no, Troy, come to our country and actually see what we have to offer. I went, and I had an amazing experience. I had amazing food, and it was great. But there were moments where, as I was leaving, I did get recognized. Where as I was literally trying to leave Trinidad, and I was putting my baggage, my little carry-on through the little machine where they had to like pat you down and stuff. One of the women who was like monitoring the TSA area, she looked at me and she was like, I recognize you. You're the guy from the video. Yes, like who tried Trini food. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So she was like, oh, okay, you said all those bad things about Trini food, now you're coming to the country, but why are you here? And I was like, oh, I came here to try the Trini food.
People are slow as hell. He's saying he don't like that food. He's talking about that food in particular. He's not saying all Trini food is the same. It all tastes nasty like this. Like what? Obviously, I didn't watch the video, so I can't say for sure. I'm assuming he didn't do that. But yeah, I don't understand why people get mad when people review certain types of cuisine. Like you take that personally, like they're not saying all food from that particular culture is nasty. It's like this particular food that I'm eating is nasty. That's what I'm saying. How don't you understand that? That's odd.
And I had a good experience, and it was cool, and it was lit. So she was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And this is literally what she did. Yeah, okay. So you had a good time in Trinidad, everything's fine? Mm-hmm.
Oh,
okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then she put her phone away in her pocket, and then she was like, let's look at the picture really quickly. And then she literally like bumped on my shoulder, and I was like, okay. And she like snapped the picture, and she walked off. And she's a lady working at the airport, working in the TSA area in the capital of Trinidad. So I thought that was really rude and random and weird. And you at work, that doesn't make me have a disdain for the country or a disdain for the people in the country. It was just, that's just how people treat you when you're popular. And I don't have nothing to really say other than, oh well, it is what it is. That's me for getting on the internet and agreeing to be famous. When you decide to be famous, you sign a contract, and essentially, you are the product. When you put yourself out there, you no longer just belong to yourself anymore. You belong to the rest of the world. And that sounds like a hard pill to swallow, but that's just what it is when you want to be famous. You want to be famous because y'all think it's going to bring you security, and you think it's going to bring you prosperity and wealth and power and validation, but you sign up to also share yourself with other people. So you can't really get upset when people look at you as a product, because that's what you are. Because if you weren't a product, you wouldn't be making money simply just off of your presence. You know what I mean? And I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching another YouTuber do an interview recently, and her name is Kelly Camps. No disrespect to her, I used to watch her videos, but then eventually I started to get a little bit bored a little bit. But basically, she used to make relatable content, talking about how she grew her channel, how she gets through life. She just made a lot of very relatable, quirky, fun videos in her car, talking about like quitting her job and her days and walking out on her days. And she was relatable until she became very financially well off, making like 20K, 30K on brand deals. Now, she got to a point in her life where she was traveling the world and doing really, really amazing things as of now. And now that she's gotten famous, she's kind of gotten to a point where she's overwhelmed and she's also irritated with being famous. She's gotten to a point where people have basically dehumanized her and said to her, oh, you're a YouTuber? Oh, give me the hacks, give me the secret. And essentially, it kind of turns her off a little bit because people look at her as if like she's some big product that's going to change their life. Like one time she did an interview and she basically said that she also doesn't like the fact that people sometimes come up to her with these parasocial relationships.
I said, hey girl, we're talking. And she's relatable to me because she looks like she's in her 20s.
Yeah.
She got something going on. She's like black or something, I don't know. She's spicy. And she's just like, girl, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I hate living here. I'm like, oh, how? It's the most beautiful city in the world. How do you hate San Diego? She goes, as a black woman, well, you get it. I'm like, no, I don't. What are you talking about? And I got what she was saying. Because I'm so relatable at that point, we're growing up, she basically was projecting how hard it is for some, not all, but like for some black women to exist in society. And she's totally valid in what she's saying. She's like, at the workplace, I'm the only girl who's dark skinned and I'm overweight and I feel like guys here don't like me. And I'm just like, I'm trying to get my bag. Why is she telling me this? Oh, because some people see me as their friend to the point where they just trauma dump on me. And it made me feel guilty. No one should make you feel guilty, but I'm too empathetic where I'm just like, why would you say this to me? And it just hit me. Like, I can't have anybody feeling this way. I can't control it though. But with my new channel, the people there are in a place where they're like working.
A piece of me kind of looked at that and understood where she was coming from because, again, boundaries. But then a piece of me also kind of hears that, and a piece of me kind of hears, oh, okay, she's playing victim to some degree because you did sign up to be famous. You did sign up to get on the internet. And if you have a problem with that, then give back all the designer bags, give back those fancy apartments, give back those trips, even Justin Bieber, give back those private jets, give back those performances, or matter of fact, how about this? How about people just
And I don't think it's that deep. Like, she was just trying to have a conversation with you. Like, it's not that serious. Why is she telling me this? Trying to trauma dump on me. Like, girl,
listening to your music and stop streaming your music. Then will you feel
have
the
the
way
quick
about the fact
conversation
that
and go on
people
about
should
your
pay attention to you?
business.
Because people who love and feed off of attention feel the way about feeding off of attention until it goes against what they want. Some of y'all just have a victim mentality. So the point of this video isn't to try to shame people for wanting privacy, especially when you're a big celebrity. The point of this whole content is to let you know the grass isn't always greener. Before you wish for fame, before you wish for prosperity, before you wish for fortune, think twice. Are you willing to deal with what comes with it? You might think that everything will save and your problems will go away the minute you get famous and have a lot of money, but are you really ready to deal with what comes with it? You make over 6 figures, you're gonna pay a lot of taxes. You move to a new city and state, you're gonna feel isolated for a little bit. You wanna be a TikTok star, you're gonna do a period of stagnation. You're gonna be famous. You can't just have fame and fortune and expect to just be left alone. That's why people should strive to be successful and be happy. And if you can't strive for fame and success and wealth, just strive to be happy. I mean, I'm not even that famous, but can you imagine being depressed, being sad, having a relationship and marriage issues, and if somebody comes up to you with a camera in your face, asking you about your relationship or your ex? And if Justin Bieber has a problem with being recognized and spotted and people picking him apart, just don't be famous. People are allowed to be overwhelmed, but at some point, Justin Bieber could easily say, stop streaming my music, stop supporting me, stop paying attention to me. And then the minute those streams go down, those contract deals go down, those booking fees go down, and then when nobody cares, all of a sudden he'll expect people to care. Just like Janet Jackson said, they don't know what they got till it's gone. So trust me, I'm sure a piece of him enjoys the attention because it does pay the bills. Think you should like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people take it too far. I think that's what the issue is. It's like, these celebrities know that this comes with the territory. People are going to take pictures of them and, want to know their business, etc., etc. But these paparazzi people, they do a lot sometimes. I've reacted to compilations of them taking it too far. So I think that's where they get frustrated. And then when, fans do treat them like zoo animals and just shove cameras in their faces and force themselves on them all in their space, like that's when it's like, all right, be respectful. So that's what I think the problem is. And I don't think we can just be like, well, just you chose to be famous, so that's on you. Too bad. Deal with it. You are the circus animal. Like, I don't agree with that. Personally, I think people should just be decent human beings and have a bit of respect, and people just don't do that these days. But I think Justin handled this well, because in the past, he would get violent and grab people's cameras and curse them out and shit, and he seems to have matured. So kudos to him. I don't know. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, and I'll see y'all on the next time. Bye.